Let's discuss types of AWS roles. AWS Identity and Access Management, IAM, allows you to create and manage roles to grant permissions for AWS resources. AWS offers several types of roles that can be used for different purposes. Here are the four main types of AWS roles. AWS Service Roles. These are roles that AWS services assume to perform specific tasks on your behalf. For example, when you create an Amazon EC2 instance, it needs permissions to access other AWS resources. By attaching an AWS service role to the instance, you can grant it the necessary permissions without having to create and manage an IAM user or role. AWS Service Link Roles. These are predefined roles that are used by AWS services to access other AWS resources. Service link roles are created automatically when you perform certain operations, such as creating a VPC endpoint or using AWS config rules. These roles have predefined permissions that can't be modified. IAM roles. These are roles that you create in IAM and can be used by any AWS resource that supports IAM roles. For example, you can create an IAM role that grants permissions to access an Amazon S3 bucket, and then assign that role to an EC2 instance, Lambda function, or any other supported AWS resource. IAM roles can also be used for cross-account access, where you grant access to a resource in one AWS account to a user or role in another account. Resource-based roles. These are roles that are created and managed by AWS services, and are attached to specific resources such as S3 buckets, SQS queues, or KMS keys. Resource-based roles allow you to grant permissions to access the resource without having to create an IAM role. For example, you can define a policy that grants access to a specific S3 bucket, and then attach that policy to the bucket itself. In summary, AWS roles provide a powerful and flexible way to manage permissions for your AWS resources. By understanding the different types of roles available, you can choose the right type of role for your specific use case, and ensure that your resources are secure and accessible to the right